Hey, time travelers. You know how sometimes it's like there's another you that cheats on your diet? Well, other me made monster cookies. But hold on, it's a good thing. Just FYI, so you're not confused, this is other me in the upcoming scene, I think. Because it's not me that eats the sugar, that cheats on the diet. He somehow glitches me into the basement. But that's just spoilers. So, I had to check the calendar to see how many days it was. How long have I been doing this extended alternate day fasting thing? 58 days. I just can't seem to quit sugar on my in-office days because the vending machine is just down the hall. And things are stressful, even though not allowed to say that. The human malware is getting better. People are getting a little better and they don't have to wear masks everywhere. They're still really cranky to me when I'm trying to help them. So somehow sugar takes the edge off. It's so bad that when I'm in the basement, I don't even want to mess around with my time travel stuff. Do those kind of shenanigans like I usually do. I got an idea. So I had bought keto cookies off of Amazon, which was like Whole Foods or Fresh, I can't remember what, but they sent less sugar cookies instead. And enjoy this picture that I made of also the Oikos Dannon yogurt 000 sweetened with stevia yogurt, which is totally delicious. But I took those to work and ate those instead of going to the vending machine, and it totally helped me out that week not eat sugar for that one day, even though there was sugar in those cookies. At least I wasn't getting the candy bars on the vending machine. And you may be asking why my pink gloves have changed shade, or why I wear pink gloves at all. It's so I can show my feminine side. Let me glitch into an even better apron so that I can better get into character. See? I have a feminine side. Why are these gloves so tight, other me? And why was I in the basement? Well, regular me, it's because Amazon didn't have the other brand. Just this one. No, these are size medium, dude. Oh. I said by pink nitrile large. Larger. So I got big man hands. So, why was I in the basement? Making those cookies you told me about that I could make. And so I wouldn't be trying to eat from the vending machine and ruining your diet all the time. So, why was I in the basement? You were doing some editing on a video and then you took a really long nap. So, and then it was getting late. It's like, oh my gosh, it's almost 10 p.m. So I thought, I better make the cookies. So why didn't you just let me sleep? What? How and why did I appear in the basement? Or wake up in the basement? Or whatever happens. Who? Other me! I didn't want you to sleep all day. Because then you won't be able to sleep tonight. And you won't be well rested for going into the office tomorrow. And you might get tempted to eat sugar because of stress. That's my story. Well, okay. Do you know how to make the cookies? Yeah, I've got the script for this video and also the recipe printed out right here. And the gloves are pink because we're always wearing the same stuff. Like, for some reason, I'm wearing this apron. So that if you're wearing the gloves, you don't cross-contaminate or whatever. Because I got pink for the kitchen, black for the garage, and blue for doing doohickey modifications on timey-wimey gizmo whatsmits in the basement or whatever. Also, pink for the kitchen so I can prove a man can work in the kitchen or something. I got big man hands. Big man hands, I need large gloves. This is this really awesome recipe that was irresistible to me when I made it, and that's what helps me not eat sugar, so I need a spoon! I have the recipe in the description below. It's actually based off of a keto recipe, and that may sound confusing to you. It's because I modified it later for keto, and then modified it a couple other ways for different variants. But it was originally a flour recipe, but there's a link in the description to Keto Connect video where I got the ratios for how to make it keto and the right ingredients to make it keto. But keep in mind, to make the proper monster cookies, I have to triplicate everything. So you got your almond flour, and then your erythritol, or you can use allulose, I heard, which is good. Also has a non-existent impact on your blood sugar. And your baking powder, and your beef gelatin. This is a secret ingredient to make the cookies chewy. The next ingredient helps any pastry you're making that's keto rise, stay risen and not fall all the way back down, but you put too much and it gets crazy. And if you put it in with wet ingredients, it gets lumpy. So I put it in with the dry ingredients. And I have no idea how much to put. I've never scienced this out. Yeah, I actually figured that out. It's half a teaspoon of xanthan gum per cup of almond flour. So I'm just putting a half teaspoon for this triple whatever. Mix up my dry ingredients. So they're well incorporated. Why would I sing that line? And I could have done the sifting, but I don't really mind. Lumps, lumps, beat up your lumps. I've got my wet ingredients already at room temperature because I found that makes it easier. Oh yeah, preheat the oven to 350. Gonna need that going on. Toss. Like regular me says all the time, tosses everything. And since I added a wet ingredient with xanthan gum, I'm gonna hurry up and mix it up. Your sour cream, that's if you're adding sour cream. And I just realized he does have it written down that if I add sour cream, I have to add more of other things. Oops! Oh my god, I have to go back. So hard. Sarcasm. Mix it up. I need more. Really? That much more almond flour? It's a lot. Another half a cup? I have to wash the half a cup thingy. Dry it off, dry it off. So if you add more moisture, you have to add more flour. But what I do remember is you don't add it all at once because you're throwing the chemistry off. The science is changing. You could get lost in space-time. You add it a bit at a time and monitor the consistency of the dough. Obviously, got just enough for a mug bread in there left in the bag. Yeah, look at that. See how it wants to stay together? Like thick mashed potatoes. It's not thick mashed potatoes, but now I'm gonna add eggs to make them more even stickiers. It's 1 egg for 1 batch, but I'm making a triple batch because reasons I'm about to get into. And because I added all that sour cream, I need more sweetener. 6 tablespoons. I did buy allulose. Mix some of that in there. It has the same sweetness strength as erythritol, but like sugar, allulose is a bulk in your recipe, as in it makes volume, not a bulk as in makes you fat. And some stevia, it nullifies that cooling effect. How much you just put in there, Rob? I can't count that fast in drops. It's like 6 drops per half cup of flour. So 6 times 3, 18. I mathed that together. Stir up the sides. I want it all blended. And now you're gonna see why they're monster cookies. 3 kinds of Lily's chips. We got the white chocolate, the butterscotch, and the chocolate caramel. I used to do dark chocolate, but you couldn't taste it with the other 2 being so sweet. This flavor kind of punches through the mix because of the salted caramel. So the recipe calls for half a cup of chips. And this is how I originally made the monster cookies, was I put 3 different kinds, half cup each. Does it make sense now? Don't tell regular me, but I ate all but a half a cup of each of these the last 2 nights. So he kind of got ruined on his alternate day fasting. That explains a lot. Blend it up, blend it up. This is the part where I judge myself and say it still doesn't look quite thick enough. More almond flours. So if this happens to you and your mix isn't thick enough, you can add almond flour 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time until you get it. He says that and then he adds a 1/4 cup all at once. You'll know. It's about the stiffness of the cookie dough you would buy if you want. I mean, if you've never bought any and you refuse to buy any because it's evil and it's full of sugar and things that are bad for you, give me a second and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. By the way, I'm not eating just cookies tomorrow. Can you hear me over the mixer? I made bacon earlier. I like to make it in the oven. I bake it at 410 degrees, 7 minutes. Take it out, drain the grease, flip it over, and put it back in and check on it every couple minutes till it looks right to my taste. And it's still kind of soft, but it's not falling off. More almond flour. You might be saying, but other me person, you need exact recipe in the description for me to follow so I can make it more perfecters. Hey, this is the sour cream modified one. It's all jacked up. And don't be afraid to modify the recipe as you see fit, okay? If you're afraid of failing, then you will never succeed. That's a quote by some random person. I don't know who. He's still new at making videos, I guess, so in an effort to make this video not be forever long, well, I'm gonna help him get to the point. Now you wanna bake these at 15 minutes per regular recipe and 20 minutes for the sour cream kind, or for who knows how long if you have a super cheap poor people oven, because regular me is not a Mr. Moneybags. So I checked them after the 20 minutes and they were far from done. But now they're like brown because I added another 10 minutes to them and they're still soft. They're gonna be soft because of the sour cream. What do they look like on the bottom? Pretty golden fresh down there. Will it work or will the cookie fall apart? Well, it did work as long as I was careful and stuff. That one falls apart. That one falls apart.com, the website. Well, don't make them quite that big. Mistake cookies are still delicious cookies. Oh, I'm not wearing my pink gloves. I'm gonna have to wash my hands. Oh no. Splat. Wear the gloves. Wash your hands, genius. So on day 61, I made the cookies again, but this time with no sour cream to see how they would come out. It was a thick batter. They came out good, but it's not as amazing as it is when it's with sour cream. Also, I used unblanched almonds and it kind of tasted like wheat flour. Oh, and along with my bacon, I also made hard-boiled egg. These also helped me get through the day without eating sugar. And then the next week, on day 68, I used the blanched almond flour and I actually added some coconut flour and they were pretty good. Day 75, which was the week after that, I finally ran out of erythritol and I got to use just straight allulose in the cookies, and it was pretty good, actually. I also mixed in the sour cream this time. While it baked, I made mug bread lunch meat sandwiches instead of hard-boiled eggs for lunch. So, believe it or not, making those cookies made it so I could went whole 30 days without eating sugar. And I'm gonna be doing a video about 30 days with no sugar. But let's move on to this week's tech thing. This week's tech thing is a random box that a subscriber sent. And...
Wait, fan mail? Already? Cool.
Sort of. Yeah. I got an SSD, which I'm going to be probably putting that in a miner and cloning the existing SSD. And here's a card to a video where I can show you how to clone SSDs or hard drive. And here's a charger, and that goes with a smartwatch. See that?
Wait, is that like a OnePlus watch or something?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. I think it's a Samsung.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
And he sent me a creative Sound Blaster sound card to help me troubleshoot my existing sound card. So what I need you guys to know is comment below what you want to see me work on and get subscribed so that you don't miss out.
You have a better watch than
Toss!
Random wristband watch? Sweet.
And now, dad joke time. This week's dad joke actually comes from this dude. He sent it to me earlier this week. There's this picture. It says, so what kind of music are you into? And it's these two wind power things. And the other one says, I am a huge metal fan.
And also the guy that took the screenshot, it's literally just a screenshot in BeamNG. It's not even an actual...
Real life?
No.
It's in a game?
Yes.
That's funny. Now this week's Enjoy This Random Thing. This week's random thing comes from my dad. He took a picture out of somewhere, off his computer probably, sent me this thing.
He's probably had it for like 10 years.
No, it's fairly new. He takes these, like, he reads comics and sends them to me. So it's two snowmen, and one of them says to the other one, let's get out of here. I just found a whole bag of teeth and eyeballs. when it's just a bag of charcoal? That's what people use to make snowmen. Now, this scene is so complete. There's so much in this scene. Like, if you see, there's a grill, so that shows you that they use the charcoal on the grill. And what else do you see? You see the other snowman digging in the trash. So what does that mean? These are wild animals. Because they're digging in the trash trying to find food. Isn't that messed up?
Yes.
Alright, that's it for this video. How should we be awkward for the end screen?
Well, that was really cursed.
What was cursed?
That.
That. That's so awkward. Could you imagine being a stray person and then finding that you're not real and also a stray and you have to dig through trash to get food?
That would be a depressing life, pretty much.
That's it.
That wasn't that awkward.